Hey guys, Spider-Man, what do you think you're doing? This is my review. Crazy guy. So yes, I am reviewing the 2004 movie adaptation of Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. These are based off the best-selling novels written by Daniel Handler, or as known as Lemony Snicket. This movie adaptation, we follow three siblings, Violet, Klaus, and Sunny, who each have their own interests and skills. After a massive fire burning down their mansion and killing their parents, they are left with their dearest Count Olaf, and no, not this Olaf. Count Olaf is kind of a creepy guy, and he seems to follow them wherever they go. Now, I definitely remember watching this movie, but I was never really fond of it. Maybe it was because of the darker themes or the oddly weird things that happen in this movie. I just can't explain it to you. It was just never one of my favorite movies. And revisiting this now that I am older, it was definitely great fun. It has witty dialogue. It still holds up for being over 10 years old, which is crazy. I remember reading the book series. I read a number of them. It was so long ago that I can't really compare the books to the movies. I don't know how well the movie pays homage to the books, so I can't really compare it that way. But what I can remember about the books is that Count Olaf wasn't as silly as he was portrayed by Jim Carrey in this movie. I don't know whether the studio told him to or not, or on set if they told him to act the way he did, but even though through all the prosthetics that Jim Carrey went through, his mannerisms still seeped through his portrayal of Count Olaf, and it was kind of a negative for me, because his portrayal of Count Olaf was really dark, and everything that was happening around these kids was darker. And even though it had this underlying tone of dark humor, when we get introduced to Count Olaf in the first act of this movie, it comes off really goofy. Now, it took me out of the movie for a few minutes, but it got me right back in, because it's such an endearing plot, and you're on an adventure with these kids, and it's great fun. There are positives for this movie, but I'm just going to mention some negatives right now, and some of them are, like I said before, this movie still holds up for being over 10 years old, but every new scene of this movie really felt like it was on a set and it didn't exist. Which, I might add, is weird during the whole film, as they're trying to base this in reality, but yet there's objects and things that happen in this movie that are totally far-fetched, and it's kind of weird. And maybe that is another reason why I didn't like this movie when I was younger, but it's just an overall negative for me. The whole mystery element with the eye thing, the symbol, I felt like it took a back seat after being introduced in the first act, which was kind of a shame, because I was looking forward to having it being explored more. I don't know if it was just cut out or what. Also, the third act of this movie was really weird, and yeah, I mean, that deals with the whole climax of the movie, but it was just really weird, and if you saw it, you'd know what I'm talking about. And it's another thing, as a kid, it really, it took me out then, and it takes me out now. Just how kind of fucked up this situation got for these kids. Another problem I had with this movie is the actor who portrayed Klaus in this movie. I felt like his acting was kind of stale, and it really felt like he was reading lines, which wasn't great. However, all the other actors did a pretty good job. Meryl Streep just, sink her teeth into the role, even though it was really small. Emily Browning, I think is her name, who played Violet, was really good. I was intrigued by her character throughout the movie. And, yeah, so these are things that kids will probably not notice and might be taken out of the experience in the third act, mainly because it is kind of fucked up, whatever. As a whole, this movie isn't all bad, and you can still enjoy it. Parents and kids alike can have fun watching this movie. I'll give Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events a 7 out of 10. If I had a kid, I'd definitely show them this movie. It's just, it has adventure, it's got some good messages, and it won't lower their IQ in any way because it's actually sort of a smart movie. They'll be intrigued by the mystery, and I'm sure they'll connect with one or more of the siblings in this movie, which is great. And like I said, parents can watch this movie as well. It's got great dialogue, it's not too predictable, and the climax can have you on the edge of your seat. Alright guys, this has been your favorite critic 26. I apologize that this review has been all over. I'm really tired in throwing this review together. It was kind of hectic, and I felt like I didn't express my thoughts as much as I wanted to about this movie. It's just, I have limited brain power right now. So, my next review will be of Air Bud, I think, or something else. I'm not sure. Just be on the lookout for a new video coming up soon, as I definitely procrastinated watching this movie and then reviewing it. So, please like this video if you enjoyed my review and share it to your friends just to get my channel out there, and subscribe while you're at it. Yeah, and check out my other reviews. You know where to go. I'll see you guys next time.